Hey guys, who wants some mac and cheese, but vegan? So I decided to record myself making this vegan mac and cheese I've posted because people keep asking, they're like, it's not good, it's not real, or how did you make it? What did you do? And macaroni and cheese is one of my favorite foods ever in life. Like macaroni and cheese and tacos. And I recently decided to become vegan. I don't know what day I'm on now. Somewhere between maybe almost 50, I don't know. Somewhere between 40 and 50, I believe. But anyway, so finding a really good macaroni and cheese recipe became one of my goals. I've tried different vegan macaroni and cheese recipes before, like in the past few years, and I never liked the way they came out. I don't like cashew-based sauces, and a lot of vegan recipes call for cashew-based sauces to mimic that cheesy or creaminess, and I just don't like it. So I posted one day on a Facebook group I belong to. Shout out to Vegan Soul Food. Shout out to Jamie for inviting me. And I asked them if they knew of any really good vegan macaroni and cheese recipes. And luckily someone posted one and I made it, and now I am in love. So I decided to record myself making it. Let me go back to the recipe. So this recipe is actually from Daiya, the cheese alternative company. It's from their website themselves. They made this recipe. Also, I don't claim to be a cook or a professional chef or anything like that. So if you don't like it, leave it. I'm not like a forerunner of veganism. I'm not claiming this to be a healthy alternative by any means. I'm not claiming it to be whole food or even really plant-based. I mean, yeah, there's plant-based ingredients, but it's not the healthiest macaroni and cheese you can eat, even for a vegan. But it's good, and it's the closest thing I've tasted to real macaroni and cheese ever. So let's get on with it. So the recipe calls for 8 ounces of the elbow macaroni. If you're a frequent pasta buyer like myself, you know that the boxes usually come in 16 ounces. This recipe calls for 8 ounces. It also calls for you to make it in a square pan like this. And I believe it's 8 ounces because it's so good you would probably eat all 16 ounces at once. I know I would. So I stick to 8 ounces. I only use half the box because if I make the whole box, between me and my husband, like, we're eating it all in one sitting. It's terrible. So good, it's terrible. So yeah, I stick to the 8 ounces. It also calls for 3 cups of the Daiya shreds. So I actually use 3 bags. I use 2 bags of the Daiya cheddar style shreds for the sauce, and then I top it off with a 3rd bag. The recipe calls for a breadcrumb or a panko topping. I haven't tried it that way. Maybe I'll try it another time, but I like with just like the cheese crust on the top. It also calls for 2 cups of unsweetened milk alternative. I keep this on hand. Like, when I became vegan, 2 of the things that I found like I need to keep stocked in the house is some kind of milk alternative, and preferably unsweetened original, not vanilla, not sweetened, just unsweetened original. Keep this stocked in your house. And also vegetable broth. Also calls for 2 teaspoons of nutritional yeast. I'm not gonna give you a background on what that is. You can Google it. Hello, 2020. But I don't have it. So instead, and I used this last time too, and it came out really good. I'm using this Flavor God. Their company, they have a lot of vegan, was it gonna focus? Hello? No? Okay, never mind. Well, they have a lot of vegan seasonings. This one is their cheese seasoning, and It has the yeast in it, which is why I use this as a replacement. It also has almonds, garlic, Himalayan salt, and white pepper. So all flavors that would add to the mac and cheese in a good way. It also calls for 3 tablespoons of vegan butter. This one is Country Crock. Country Crock. I use Country Crock and Earth Balance the most. It also calls for a half a teaspoon of sea salt, black pepper. It also calls for paprika. I use this just to sprinkle on the top, give a little color. And the recipe calls for breadcrumbs, but again, I don't top mine with breadcrumbs. I top mine with a 1/3 bag of the Daiya cheese. So let's get to cooking. So the water's boiling. I'm gonna add 8 ounces. Again, only half the box. The recipe only calls for half the box. If you want to use the whole box, then you just double all the ingredients. But I'm only gonna do half, okay? You are also going to set the oven to 350. So first, we're going to melt down those 3 tablespoons of vegan butter. So after that's pretty much melted down, you add your salt, pepper, the Flavor God cheese seasoning. And then we whisk that together. And this is what it's looking like. You add your 2 cups of milk alternative. And I just add the cheese. Let that cook for about 2 to 3 minutes. It will melt down some. It's not gonna melt down all the way. The rest will cook in the oven. But we just wanna get the Daiya cheese shreds incorporated into the milk alternative. So there is our drained macaroni we cooked earlier. Pour it over that macaroni. Just give it a little oomph. All right, she's done. It's been 40 minutes. Let's take her out. Yes, she's a she. And that's what you want to look for. You see all that bubbling on the sides, that golden top. That's what you want. Can you hear all that goodness? Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. All right, well, that concludes my video. Let me know if you guys are gonna try it, post pics, post comments. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. And don't be racist.